We're back on Get Up, and it's time for a Windy Watch. Brian Windhorst, start us off with the big news from last night out of Phoenix.
Yeah, Devin Booker signs a 2-year extension worth more than $140 million. Now, they've been building towards this for months. The Suns really decided they were going to do this a while ago. It's sort of independent of their other business. And they've been involving Booker in their decision-making this offseason, including their coaching search and their decision to trade Kevin Durant. It wasn't like Booker had sign-off, but he was participating in that process, which led to this, which will keep him under contract through 2030.
All right, well, what about Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets? What's going on with them?
No deal there, Graz. So the Nuggets offered Jokic a 2-year contract extension. Now, he's got 3 years left on his deal, 2 of which are guaranteed. He can opt out of the third. He passed on this deal. Now, this wasn't a stunner, because if he waits until next summer, he can add an additional year at a total of $77 million to the guarantee. So even the Nuggets owner, Josh Kroenke, said he expected Jokic to turn it down. That said, never great when your franchise player says no to an extension.
Not great. Tim McMahon, what did you make of this development in Denver?
Yeah, howdy, Dan. I looked at this and said, you know what? I think that Nikola Jokic is good at math. And then he likes money. As Wendy said, there's $77 million that he can add on to the deal, that extra year. Now, again, though, it's not preferable not to have your franchise player locked up long term. And there certainly are other teams that are going to be lined up, positioning themselves for the slim chance, the heave that Joker likes to take always in the backcourt, that Joker might be available in that summer of 27. One of those teams, obviously, is the Los Angeles Lakers, who employs his buddy Luka Doncic, will have cap space in 27, and managed to get Wilt and Kareem and Shaq. So, why wouldn't they think they can get Nikola Jokic while he's still the best big man in the league?
Boy, that's fun. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously, over the next, couple of years. But in the meantime, Windy, Get Up, show rules do dictate that I ask you about LeBron James and the Lakers. What's going on there?
There is no update, Dan. Okay. LeBron is continuing to watch, but he is still under contract for $53 million, which makes, no matter what anything is said, both verbally or non-verbally, his likelihood of remaining a Laker. I can't emphasize what I'm about to say enough. Regardless of who they sign at center, regardless of what LeBron does with his option, regardless of any backup signings they make, the number one most important thing for the Lakers this offseason is getting Luka Doncic into a contract extension, which they can do after August 2nd. And I'm going to sound this warning now. He's probably not going to sign August 2nd. He's going to be playing with the Slovenian national team until mid-September, and he may not entertain that even issue until he comes back to the U.S. at that time. So it could be a long wait, but make no mistake, this offseason is not about LeBron for the Lakers. It is about Luka.
Tim, what do you make of what's going on in L.A.?
Yeah, look, LeBron and the Lakers are in this weird limbo that I would love to be in a $53 million limbo. All you have to do is be one of the best players of all time near the end of his career with a co-star that they're trying to, reset everything around and build around long term. But, the question I hear about LeBron most often around the league is he trying to bully his way to a buyout from the Lakers? And that's always quickly followed by, there's no way the Lakers could ever let that happen, right? But my guess is that he won't exactly be thrilled, but he will be there for training camp, and he will be in a Lakers uniform this season.
Yeah, I have one more for you, Tim. Cooper Flagg making his NBA Summer League debut tonight against Bronny James and the Lakers. Obviously, top draft pick. High hopes there. According to Vivid Seats, average ticket prices are $223, cheapest at $85, courtside $3,000. So people are excited. Tim, is it fair to expect Cooper Flagg to be a star right away?
It's certainly not fair to pay $3,000 to watch the highest level of AAU basketball, which is what Summer League is. A star eventually, yes, that's absolutely fair. Immediately, that's asking an awful lot out of an 18-year-old. The best rookie in the class, I think, that's fair to expect, but an 18-year-old to impact winning like a superstar does, that's putting a ton of pressure on this kid.
All right, well, much more NBA as we roll along here this morning on get up.
Thursday to see the number 1 pick Cooper Flagg make his summer league debut. That'll be out in Vegas. But earlier today, he spoke at Mavs practice.
I think, Coach Sharpe trusted me a lot last year, and I handled it a lot. I didn't bring it up with some, but in the half court I handled it a lot and, set up a lot of different actions. So I think it's something I can do at a high level, so I'm excited to just, experiment and do some new things.
He's experimenting. He's doing some new things. He's keeping the goatee. Tim, how do you see Flagg adapting with the Mavs here?
Well, listen, Jason Kidd's going to treat Cooper Flagg a lot like he did Giannis Antetokounmpo when J. Kidd got to Milwaukee and put the ball in Giannis's hands and basically said, spread your wings, show us what you can do, and the things you can't do, let's jump over those hurdles. Let's get past those things. Let's test you and really grow. And it's different circumstances. That Milwaukee team was young. They were in a rebuild where Cooper Flagg obviously joins a very veteran-heavy Dallas Mavericks team, a team with some future Hall of Famers. Of course, one of those future Hall of Famers, Kyrie Irving, recovering from a torn ACL. He's not going to play for at least the first half of the season. So there is a void in terms of facilitating, playmaking. Jason Kidd wants to really give Cooper Flagg a chance to prove that he can help fill that void, if not be the primary guy as their playmaker from the get-go. And that's really what this summer league is going to be about for Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks.
We get to see Cooper on Thursday in Las Vegas right here on ESPN, taking on the Los Angeles Lakers and Bronny James. It may just be July, Tim, but there is plenty of action to catch up on. So let's check out NBA Today's Big Three. Our high
branch out a little bit, so they're a little bit harder to play in a playoff series.
And one small thing, but I find it fascinating, he has experience coaching a lefty point guard, right? You're coming from coaching De'Aaron Fox.
Good point.
And now you get to coach Jalen Brunson. I'm curious, Monica, to see how that plays out on the floor.
Yeah, I think that's going to be fantastic. Jalen is so versatile, though, and last time I think he shoots with his right hand, though, although he is left-hand dominant. Look, not only the basketball part of it, but I think the IQ and the team elements of it all, right? In terms of being a manager of personalities, that's something that I think is also going to be hugely important to this group. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, those guys are pretty set in who they are. It's the rest of that roster. The creativity extends to me beyond just the basketball of it all, but creating a true sense of buy-in up and down the roster.
They do have the best odds to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, so everyone has high expectations.
Wow,
they do.
Goodness.
Everybody has high expectations of the New York Knicks here. Many of us, though, we've been away for the holiday, right? Some barbecue, maybe a little bit of pool time, but NBA
all of those.
teams, they were still bringing the fireworks, right? Teams have been active here in Los Angeles. Shams reported early yesterday that the Clippers, the Jazz, and the Heat agreed to a trade. It sends Norm Powell to Miami, John Collins to the Clippers, and then Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 Clippers second-round pick, all to Utah. Powell, remember, he was a borderline all-star. He averaged a career high just under 22 points a game last season. And this got some reaction from Kevin Love, who's become the king of social media, by the way. I was waiting for what he was going to say.
That's funny.
But this is how he weighed in. He said, I never thought I'd be a math problem. Well,